Well, glory be and mercy me, we've done it yet again. Here we are, walk around the graveyard. Another beautiful, beautiful day. A little chilly. It's gonna snow one more time. I'm so sure of it. You don't get into spring without some snowfalls here in Canada. So we're gonna have it. Even though you see the grass is beautiful and green and the buds are starting to happen and all of that kind of stuff, old man winter's not gonna let it go. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about Elon Musk, right? The Musk man himself, buying up Twitter. I think the best illustration for my opinion on all of this is the story that's been circulating online. Not on corporate media, of course. They'll never actually point out reality or facts to you or anything like this. But it's the story of Elon Musk sending out a tweet about a year ago now, saying, I will donate $6 billion to anyone who can show me a plan for how to end world hunger, right? Responding to the idea that it's not actually going to cost that much to resolve world hunger. We just don't want to. And so Elon Musk, the entrepreneurial philanthropist that he is, stands up and heeds the call, right? Well, some people from the UN responded to him, right? They said, oh, hey, here's the plan. We've been working on it for a while. It would be really great if you donated, right? And what was Elon Musk's response to this? Ha, losers. And that's it. That's it, right? Just Elon Musk making fun of people, right? Setting people up for a prank, like a little slam dunk. And this is the guy that now owns Twitter. Just want to pause for just 1 second, guys. Take a look at this tree, right? Take a look at this tree. Isn't it beautiful? Hold on. Can I get in the shot? Yeah, look at this. Buds are starting to come out. Right? Look at this. Isn't this lovely? Isn't it lovely? You already got some flowers coming on here. Look at this. And this is going to bloom wide open. Right? We got one right here that's doing it. Right? Isn't that great? Isn't it great? Right? Always good to remind ourselves that even though it gets dark, right? That, what's that phrase from Twilight, right? The beautiful Twilight movie. It's always darkest before the dawn. Right, from the scholar and poet Stephanie Meyer. Oh my God. And so now this man, and let's remind ourselves who he actually is. He is a hereditary billionaire. His father owned emerald mines in apartheid South Africa. He himself is a fairly white supremacist in his outlook and his viewpoint. And now he has seized control of Twitter, right? He's already begun purging accounts. At first it was the bots, right? Lots of people on Twitter, people like Mark Hamill, are saying, hey, I just lost thousands of followers. And the excuse, of course, is, oh, those are bots, right? But now we're seeing reports of people who are critical of Elon Musk. Their accounts are getting banned. All of that is getting purged. Because what Elon Musk wants is he wants a space where it is acceptable to talk about issues of white supremacy in a pro manner. This is what he's talking about when he's talking about free speech. When Elon Musk talks about free speech, he means the freedom for white supremacists to bully and threaten minorities. That's what's being discussed when we're talking about free speech. This idea that the way to counter bad speech is with good speech, in the end, is quite naive and childish, because the people who are white supremacists and Nazis don't care about speech at all. They care about violence, that the language they use is violence. And they are not using their speech to have a debate of ideas and be convinced and sway one another. They are using their speech to organize violence, to find one another, gather in groups, and then commit acts of violence against those they oppress. And this is what Elon Musk is actually creating with Twitter, which is normal for capitalist societies. Little windy today, guys. Sorry if it messes with the audio. Little windy today. Sorry if it messes with the audio. What can you do? That's life, isn't it? You take what you're given. You take what you're given. So Elon Musk and capital generally will use gangs and bully groups in order to get what they want done. That's ultimately why electoral politics becomes something of a failure in a society dominated by capital. Because if you begin to organize into the structures of power in order to become elected, well, then the capitalists will just send their bully groups at you, beat you up. They'll arrest you like they arrested Tim Buck. They'll assassinate you like they did Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Fred Hampton, right? They're not interested in allowing these figures into electoral politics because they want the system of electoral politics for themselves, to create the facade of change, to manufacture consent, to have the populace believe that they are free when they are really enslaved to a system of capital, which is exactly what's happened. And so when someone like Elon Musk picks up Twitter, he joins the ranks of Jeff Bezos' Washington Post, Michael Bloomberg's Bloomberg, right? Google, amongst other papers and media outlets. The Globe and Mail is owned by David Thompson, the wealthiest Canadian, in this game of manufacturing consent, right? We're not actually allowed to have conversations like, for example, in the housing crisis, right? Here's a very simple solution that would solve the housing crisis once and for all. Allow a Canadian citizen to walk in to a Service Canada, say, I don't have a home, and then say, oh, very good, and then take one of the homes away from the people who are hoarding thousands of homes and transfer it to them. And then if the person who has 1,000 homes complains about it, you say, shut up, and we move on. And it would be that simple. It would be that easy. And to all the people saying, well, but they earned it. Yeah, well, I guess Ted Bundy earned all his kills, right? That there's something that, there's such a thing as ethics and morals that supersede the petty demands of children and serial killers and house hoarders. And that's basic human decency and basic human dignity. And if we're not going to stand up for those things, which we're not, then we stand for nothing. And this is just becoming obvious, just becoming more and more obvious. And so to bring it back to Mr. Musk, it is going to get more obvious. Twitter is going to turn into an Elon Musk circle jerk platform. That the only types of information, if you want to call it that, that's going to actually circulate on Twitter, the only type of free speech that's going to exist on a platform like that is whatever Musk thinks counts, right? That they will create an algorithm to suppress unions. Elon Musk is literally daring his employees to unionize because he has so much overwhelming political power and financial power that he can crush any dissident, right? Just like Bezos does. The idea that these guys are operating at all within the interest of the public is absurdism. It's a type of childishness to believe these sorts of things, and to believe that an apartheid emerald miner hereditary billionaire is actually capable of the compassion and empathy necessary to actually sustain a civil society. So in the end, what we're witnessing is not a spreading of free speech, but a suppression of free speech. That the white supremacists and Nazis in the society will be given free range to organize and talk to one another. But unionists, socialists, communists will be widely suppressed and widely shut down. Why? Because that's in the interest of Elon Musk, right? The only solution we have left to fight back against these overt psychopaths is to surround the halls of power, is to begin fomenting a legitimate revolution. The institutions of democracy, if you want to call them that, have been so thoroughly corrupted and are so incapable of responding to anyone except people like Elon Musk that they are worthless to the public, and in fact, they have become quite dangerous to the public. A guy like Elon Musk could be confronting climate change directly, could be doing everything possible in order to save the human species from the disaster that we're creating, and instead, he's buying Twitter. He could use this money to improve education, to eliminate hunger, to provide food and shelter for the citizenry, to do any numbers of things, and instead, he's buying a toy for himself. Just like Bezos shooting rockets into space, right? We are at the whims of children who never grew up. They're just old children who have the mental capacity of, I think, about a 12-year-old. I highly suggest to everybody, go watch the interview that Elon Musk gave on Joe Rogan's podcast, and get over the fact that Joe Rogan is jerking him off the whole time and treating him like he's a super genius, and actually just listen to Elon Musk. He's got about the mental capacity of a 12-year-old, I think. Maybe even younger. And these are the people who are in charge of our society. You think it's good that we have a 12-year-old in charge of the society? I don't. We have to surround the halls of power. We have to assert that reality exists. We have to say to the people who have control of the levers that if they continue to act this way, we will go in the buildings. It's all we have left. It's the only option we've been given. And if we don't do it, we are going to careen into an apocalypse that our children will spit on us for. And they will be right to do so. All right, guys, this is the end of this one. As always, you are quantum beings walking around in quantum energy. The billionaire class is spending hundreds of billions of dollars in the vain hope that you'll never realize it, and you'll just stay the good little commodity they need you to be. Rebel, revolt, repent. Good luck. We're gonna need it.